Hey Silk, what are you doing here?
What's up, Damiani? I came here to get some lunch. I am exhausted from last night's game. This 8 skaters shit every week is killing me. Hauker told me about a great soup they have here called the Cleveland Steamer.
I am glad I ran into you. I heard a rumor there may be a management change for the crew and you may be taking over.
That's a possibility. Norbert said he is tired and wants out. He told me you were one of the ones who is always bitching about your ice time.
Well, I think he's still hesitant for me because I was a Jet. Frankly, since the black team started cutting players, I figured my days were numbered with the crew.
Oh come on Brian, do you really think that? You need to move on. Norb has done a great job with the crew and should be lauded for his accomplishments.
Seriously, Silk, you will go down in history for being the only GM to lose the semifinals and still win the championship. I overheard him the other night in the locker room saying he can't wait to replace me with Winston's Jr.
Well, since he was just born, I think you have some time before that happens. On a different topic, how is retirement going for you?
Well, I hate it. You can only watch Golden Girls reruns and porn for so long before it gets old. I'm starting a new venture in a few months called MILF Adventures. We will be following the escapades of OB on a weekly basis. The first episode is, Keep Your Hands Above the Bar.
That sounds like you will have a lot of material. Us old guys have nothing better to do than to live vicariously through him.
So what plans do you have for the crew if you take over?
Well, first off, we will have at least 2 bobblehead nights a season. I think we may institute pre-game drinking as well to get the team ready to play. We may also do some shuffling of the defensive pairings.
I am glad you brought that up. Hagen and I have been playing together for a very long time and done pretty well. But he has treated me differently since Buzz and I beat him and drew in the shit pants short open in the fall.
Well, I will see what I can do. He actually did mention something to me in the shower one night at AC game when he was on his rehab stint. He said there is no way in hell they beat us. I have seen Damiani play golf.
Come on, Silk, we are practically family. Hell, you dated my sister almost 40 years ago.
Well, I need to get some food in me. We can sit down and chat some more if you like. I have a lot of ideas to take this team to the next level. I was thinking of finding a sponsor to defer some of the cost. Some of the old guys on this team are on a budget.
Well, with all the hip replacements going on, I am sure we could secure a good sponsorship from the Rothman Institute. Hell, we should be in the bonus by now. 3 in 1 year is definitely worth something.
I would like to hear your thoughts on our roster. What do you think about goaltending?
Well, I like Steve in net. He never complains when Drew turns it over or I kick one in accidentally. Although Beach and I did pretty good that one game in net with no equipment.
How about the forwards? Farabee is untouchable since he is my ride home when I have had too much to drink.
Are you saying you may make some moves between the B and C squad?
Well, some guys on C have shown some improvement. Shamira is looking good these days and some guys here at B are getting complacent.
Well, Danny is 30 at forward and Matty Ice is showing his youth is definitely an asset to this team, although his frequent references to rhythmic slapping concern me a little. Now that Craig is back, we have some more scoring capabilities up front. Poor Beach has been carrying the load for so long, I am sure he is putting in for community service hours for working with senior citizens. Eric and Stranik are both versatile players, but I am not sure about a guy who wears a goalie cup while playing. He seems a little too protective of the family jewels.
Well, Chucky should be a new man when he comes back with his new hip.
Absolutely. Then we can teach him a new skill, called back checking. Has Norb given you any guidance in regards to the roster?
Are you kidding me? He has a file on every one of you. He gave me a thumb drive with videos from our games this season on Live Barn.
What does mine say?
On the outside in bold letters it says, "Don't ever pass Damiani the puck at the point."
What about some of the guys who are on the roster that never show up? Or maybe even next year when some of our kids graduate from the college we can move back to the league.
As for guys who are on the roster who never show up, Wayne Sands Sr. is on his 3rd stint on the DL in 3 years. Thank God he is the team sponsor, or Norb probably would have cut bait with him a long time ago because our insurance is through the roof. Huffman and Buzz prefer Eagles tailgates and Dart League over playing hockey. I guess they have their priorities screwed up. But maybe now that the Eagles have finally won a Super Bowl they may decide to come back. And let's not forget Shitpants Shore. Between his Peloton workouts and his work schedule we are lucky to get him to make an appearance in that long leather jacket he has had since the 80s, and God forbid if any of you homos touch his stuff. As for our kids playing on this team when they graduate, I have seen your kid play. Are you sure your mailman wasn't a good hockey player? By the way, what is the deal with that stethoscope?
Or this thing? Since I am retired, I think my wife is trying to kill me by making me go to CrossFit twice a week. Between that and coaching 2 teams, along with the limited ice time I get with the crew, I need this thing to make sure I still have a pulse. Well, Silk, I need to get going. Think about what I said. I recently got my scouting card back since it was revoked a few years back in the unfortunate Turbo Man scouting incident, but I can always help in that area if needed. See you at the next game.